Records. Okay. Okay. Should we choose, Shahan, Amira, here we have how many questions? We have around 12 questions. Okay. Let's solve 3 of them here, from here. Let me just skip question 1. Let's do the questions like 3, 6, 9, and 12. Okay. And other questions, maybe next time you will do those questions together. Let's do with question 3. So find the equation of the line passing through the points of intersection of the line and this, and which is parallel to the line. Okay, it's all about actually having knowledge about this stuff, right? Okay, find the equation of the line. Now immediately, when you just say that find the equation of the line, what comes to our mind is we are going to write something like this, right? Ax plus by is equal to c, or sometimes they just write c on the left hand side plus c equals 0. That is the equation of the straight line. That is what we have to write. Okay, that's the question. And what is the condition here? Through the point of the line passing through the point of intersection of the line. Okay, this line and this line. That means that we are given 2 lines and they are intersecting somewhere here, right? That's the intersection of these 2 lines. Let's say this one is L sub 1, this one is L sub 2. So this line is L sub 1, this line is L sub 2. And it is passing through the intersection point. So it is passing through this point, how we don't know, which is parallel to the line y equals to x minus 13. Okay, let's say that y equals to x minus 13. It is something like this. So that is the line y equals to x minus 13. So we are looking for this line that is passing through the intersection point and is parallel to this line. It is something like this, right? These 2 lines are parallel. The question is, what is the equation of this line? Okay, that is how we understand the problem. As we know, understanding the problem is the most important thing in a lot of things. Most of the time, people actually they clash with each other, they argue with each other, or they fight with each other, or there's a problem they cannot solve. Why? Because we don't understand the problem itself. Okay, sometimes if you just watch 2 people fighting, if you ask why are you fighting, they may not know, they may not be able to tell the reason. Maybe some small reasons, it's not worth actually fighting with each other, right? Or arguing with each other. And that's why also in English, they say that now these days, listening is much, much harder than speaking. Right? I always actually think of this one as a teacher. When you're just talking, okay, talking is easy. Teaching is much easier than listening. Now here for you, it's challenging because you're just watching and listening and trying to understand what I'm saying, what I'm feeling here. Actually, here you're working. I'm not working much. I'm just talking here. It is something like this. That's why actually, if we improve our understanding skill, then we just, somebody says something immediately, okay, can just visualize this thing, or we can just imagine what actually this person is talking about. And that's why actually we are practicing these problems, all right? When you just read the problem, immediately you understand, okay, this thing is this, okay, we're talking about this kind of lines, it's passing through this intersection point, blah, blah, blah. And because sometimes people, you know, a lot of times students ask, not many students, some clever students ask. When I'm teaching, they say, okay, we are practicing solving these problems. Mr. Carson, where do we use this in real life? Number question 1, actually, a lot of students ask. Okay, like we are solving quadratic equation or solving this kind of problems. Okay, it has a very beautiful answer. Maybe we'll discuss this later. Okay, and that's why when you're doing something, if you know why we are doing this and understand the problem, and when you understand the problem, you have some kind of feeling. And also you see that as you get more educated, as you get more knowledge, and if you try to practice this, your life will be different, okay? It's just, actually, I'm saying that to motivate you. Sometimes you may feel bored, you may be a bit tired, something. So somehow, also we need to learn how to motivate ourselves. Anyway, So that's the problem, Amira. So we understand the problem, right? Find the equation of the line. That is a question. So we are looking for something like this. Two lines are given, that is L1 and L2. The first step is we need to find their intersection points, right? If I know the intersection point, I mean the coordinates of the intersection point, and since this line is parallel to this line, that means that the gradient of this line, if it is M, and also gradient of this line, it must be M. Why? Because two lines are parallel if and only if their gradients are equal. Now, I mean, do you ever use this word IFF? Did you ever
No.
see this word before?
No.
Okay, that word is only used in math, I think. In other science, I have never seen this. This if means, actually, symbolically, it means this thing. Okay, that means that how do we read this? If and only if. If and only if means, if you just write here, A is true, if and only if B is true. That means that if A is true, B must be true. If B is true, A must be true. So we have two-way implication here. That is one mathematical word, actually. Anyway, so here I'm using that word if and only if. Two lines are parallel, if and only if their gradients are equal. That means that if gradients are equal, then those lines are parallel. Or if two lines are parallel, then their gradients must be equal to each other. And also we know that we can actually determine a line, right, if we are given two pieces of information. In different way, one of them is if we know that the line is passing through what points, right? And also the gradient of this line, right? The two pieces of information actually determines a unique line. And that's why we have this intersection point and also gradient. Then we can write the equation of the straight line. So in the first step, now we are going to find the intersection point of these two lines. What are these? That is 4y minus 3x is equal to 6. That is the equation of the first line. And the second one is minus 12x plus 5y is equal to negative 9. Okay, I just took this 12x to the left-hand side, and it becomes a simultaneous linear equations. We know how to solve them. If I just multiply the first one by, oh, it is 4y. Okay, I think, let me just write in the right order. So the second one should be 5y minus 12x is equal to negative 9, right? So let's first find y because it's easy to equalize the, what is it? The coefficients of x. So if you multiply the first equation by 4 or negative 4, let's say, so here we have negative 16, right? And adds to 5, here we have negative 11y. And multiply negative 3 by negative 4, it is 12. 12 plus negative 3, that's equal to 0. On the right-hand side, negative 4 times 6, that is negative 24. Negative 24 plus negative 9, that is negative 33. So from here, y is equal to 3. And if you substitute either in the first equation or in the second equation, we can find the value of x. So that is 3. Here we have 12, right? 12 minus 6, it is 6. So x is equal to 2. Okay, let's just check one more time to make sure that it's correct. 4 times 3, 12. 3 times 2, 6. 12 minus 6, 6. That's correct. So let me just label this point by P. So that your intersection point is, I mean, the coordinates of the intersection point is 2 and 3. That is our first step. And second step, so we know actually since that line is parallel to this line, that means that gradient of that line, this red line should be equal to 2 because the gradient of this line is 2. And also it is passing through this point, 2, 3. And then the equation of this line will be, what is it? Y minus y sub 0, that is 3 over x minus 2. On the right-hand side, maybe y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, that is equal to the gradient of this line, and the gradient is equal to 2. Especially actually students make mistake here because y, we should write here y, actually they write x first, then after that y. So that you should be careful here. So after that, we can just write the equation of the line y minus 3 is equal to 2x minus 4. And from here, y is equal to 2x minus 1. That is the equation of a line which passes through the intersection of these two lines and which is parallel to this line. Okay? Usually in Cambridge exams, they always actually mention in what form you have to leave your final answer. So here it's not mentioned. If they say that leave your answer in this form, so we can actually just immediately convert this thing into this form. So as nothing is given, I can just leave it like that. Okay, that's the first question. So now let's do question 6. I don't know what is question 6. Okay, this one. The straight line y equals 2x minus 2 meets the circle x squared plus y squared equals 8 at the points A and B. Okay, find the length of AB, correct the 1 decimal place. All right, actually we are familiar with this kind of question, right? So the equation of the circle, that means that here we have the first thing is x squared plus y squared is equal to 2 times square root of 2 squared. Actually, that is r squared. That means that it is a unit circle whose center is at the origin and radius is 2 times square root of 2. It's approximately 2.82. Anyway, so we are given a circle and the straight line meets the circle at 2 points. So here, let's say this point is A and this point is B. And find the length of AB. So we need to find the length of AB. The question is, we need to find the length of AB. Okay, and to do that, we know that we need to know the coordinates of A and the coordinates of B. And after that, using the distance formula, we can find the distance between these two things. To do this one again, that is the equation of the circle, and this one is y equals 2x minus 2, equation of the straight line, and this point belongs to both graphs, or what is it, the lines, that curve and the line. That means that at this point, the x and y coordinates must be the same. That means that we need to solve these two equations together. Already the y is expressed in terms of x here, and by using substitution method, we can solve this, right? So we can just substitute this 2x minus 2 for y in this equation. So here we have x squared plus y equals 2x minus 2 squared. On the right hand side, we have just 8. So here we have quadratic equation, and here we have x squared plus 4x squared minus 2 times 2. 4 times 2 is 8. Here we have 8x plus 4. That's equal to 8. So if you just simplify and bring this into a standard form, x squared plus 4x squared, here we have 5x squared, and here we have minus 8x, 4 minus 8, that is negative 4 minus 4 is equal to 0. So here we have 64 times 4, 20. Here we have 80, 64, 144. 64, 20, 80, 144. Can we solve this by factorization, Amira? Yes, I think, right?
Yeah, you can take the x out.
We can take the x out?
As in like
this one, 5x times x, and this one, 2, 2. So it is 10, so it should be minus, I put minus here. 5x times x, 5x squared, negative 2 times 2, negative 4. So that is minus 8x. So we can factorize as 5x plus 2x minus 2. That's equal to 0. From here, x equals negative 2 over 5, or x equals 2. Okay, so let's say actually this one is x sub 1, x sub 2. I mean, do you read it as x sub 2 or just x2? How do you read this? Do you ever use
X2.
such notation actually? Huh?
No, we just say x2.
X2. Okay. Actually, from the context, if it is clear, we can just say x2, but usually you should just read it as x sub 2. That means subscript notation. Anyway, okay, x2 then, x1 equals this, x2 equals this, and we know how x and y related to each other from this equation, and also we can write the value of y1 equals 2 times x1 minus 2 over 5 minus 2. If we simplify this, negative 4 minus 10 minus 14 over 5. And how about y sub 2? If you substitute 2 here, 4 minus 2, that's equal to 2. So coordinates of A are negative 2 over 5 and negative 14 over 5. And how about the coordinates of B? That is 2 and 2. That is the first part. And now the question is, we need to find the distance. So using these two coordinates, that's the first part. Second step, okay, let's say this one is third. And now we have the last step. So the distance between A and B is equal to square root of x1 minus x2. So let's say here minus 2 over 5 minus 2 squared plus minus 14 over 5 minus 2 squared. And since in the question it says that leave your answer correct to one decimal place, that means that you are allowed to use a calculator. You can just, using a calculator, we can evaluate this. The first one is 10, 12, 144 over 25. Plus, this one is 10, 24. So that is 576 over 25. Which is equal to 144. That is square root of, what is it? 600, 710, 720, 720 over 5. And using the calculator, we can just leave it as desired. 720 over 5. One decimal place, right? Correct, a one decimal place. So that is equal to 5.4, correct, to one decimal place.
Okay.
So I mean, when you're solving questions, do you solve like this or just step by step? How is your method actually, or your writing style?
I just, yeah, it's similar to that.
Okay, good. If you're doing this, it is clear, and sometimes also you can just write what method you are using. And since you're preparing for the GCSE exam, this is what they require, I think. Okay. Question 7, I will skip this. 7, 8, one more question, and that will be enough, and the rest we will discuss later. Oh, we did 6, right? Now we should do 9. Okay. ABCD is a square where A is a 0.02. Okay, C is a 0.84, and AC and BD are diagonals of the square and they intersect at M. Find the coordinates of M, the equation of BD, the length of AM, the coordinates of BM. Okay. So in this kind of questions, actually we are expected not to draw the square to scale, right, without using coordinate system. Usually they mention this because accurate drawing and answering this question by accurate drawing is not accepted since it's about coordinate geometry. So anyway, that let's say that is our square, and let's say this vertex is A, this one is B, this one is C, this one is D. And I saw some students right here A, B, and C, D, and they cannot answer this question because it must be in alphabetical order. Anyway, so ABC is the square where A is a 0.02. So coordinates of A is 0, 2. And C, 8, 4. So that is 8 and 4. And AC and BD are, what is it? C is a, and C, okay. AC and BD. AC and BD are diagonals of the square and they intersect at M. Okay, good. So these are the diagonals. If you join them, and here, So they intersect here. That is M. Okay. Let's start with 1. A, coordinates of M. How do you find the coordinates of M?
Um,
What is A?
A is just the x coordinate.
A is what?
A is just the x coordinate.
No, okay. How do you find this A? We need to find this M, right? The coordinates of M. Question A.
Yeah.
So how do we get this A? What is the value of A? Using the midpoint, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a square and diagonals intersect each other. At the point of intersection, actually, they bisect each other. That means that this thing equals this thing. Since it's a square, because all the things are equal.
Oh, is it just 4 then?
Yeah, it's because
Okay.
it's square. In rectangle, it's different, but because it's square, it is symmetric, actually. That's why they intersect each other and also they bisect, and these things are equal. So using this property of square, since it's a midpoint of A and C or B and D, since we know the coordinates of A and C, so we are going to use these 2 points. That is 0 plus 8 over 2. 0 plus 8 over 2, that's equal to 4. And how about B? 2 plus 4 over 2. 2 plus 4 over 2, which is equal to 3. Midpoint form, right? So
Mm-hmm.
dot, dot, dot. Therefore, coordinates of M are 4 and 3. Part A. How about question B? Amira, read the question. What is it?
The equation of BD.
Okay, equation of BD. What do you think? How can you find, how can you write the equation of BD?
Do we need to work out the gradient of AC and then find out the perpendicular gradient?
That's right.
And then afterwards,
because you are
yeah,
saying that this angle is 90 degrees.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Why? Because
perpendicular.
only it's a square, right?
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise in rectangle, it is not like that. Actually, they don't intersect each other at the angle of 90 degrees. Okay, very good. So first, because we know that actually it's passing through the point M, we know the coordinates of M. We need one more piece of information. We need to know actually this path, the gradient of this line. Very good. Gradient of AB times gradient of B, no, AC, right? AC times BD, it should be equal to -1. Actually, here I need to write here, since if you have to explain the reason, since AC is perpendicular to BD because it's a square, then the gradient of AC times gradient of BD should be equal to -1. Now from here, I think I better draw a line. So from here, what is the gradient of AC? That is 4 minus 2, right? 4 minus 2, 4 minus 2, 8 minus 0 over 8 minus 0 times gradient of BD. That's equal to -1. From here, gradient of BD is equal to, it is 2 over 8, 1 over 4. So multiply both sides by 4. That's equal to -4. Good. That is the first step. Next step is now we know actually it's passing through this point. The gradient equals -4, passing through this point. The equation of BD will be y minus 3, right, over x minus 4. That is equal to the gradient negative 4. So if you just cross multiply or multiply both by x minus 4, here we have y minus 3 equals negative 4x plus 16. So y dot 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 equals negative 4x plus 19. That is the equation of BD.
Mm-hmm.
How about the next one? I'm gonna DC, right? The length of AM. Oh, that's easy because we know the
Yeah,
coordinates of A,
both
we
of
know the
them.
coordinates of M. So the length of AM will equal to square root of 0 minus 4 squared plus and the 2 minus 3 squared, which is equal to, it is 16 and 1, so square root of 17. Okay, doesn't mention anything, let's just leave it in exact form. C, D, the coordinates of the points, must be S, coordinates of the point B and D. That is a little bit challenging. What do you think? Just tell me the idea, I will do it here.
Um, B would have the same y coordinate as A.
No. Amir, actually, it's not drawn to scale. When you draw the coordinate system, we don't know that this AB is parallel to the x-axis or this AD is parallel to the y-axis.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, that's why we cannot say that, we cannot actually use that fact because it's not proved.
Well, I'm not sure then.
Me too. What shall we do?
Really? Oh,
Now, I have some idea, but I don't know. I was just expecting maybe you'll give better idea. One thing we know here is, we know the equation of BD, right, from here. That's the equation of BD. Y equals minus 4x plus 19. What does it mean? It means that B, let me just write here, coordinates of B. And it is something like this, right? Let's say X and Y. Or if I just take this X as A, let's say X coordinate is A, then what will be the Y coordinates? And this is how their X and Y coordinates related to each other, right? So its Y coordinate is equal to minus 4x plus 19. So this will be minus 4a plus 19. In similar way, how about D? Also its coordinates, I don't know. I can just write actually to not to get confused, okay? So here we have D. If it is x1 coordinate is, it's not the same. So let's say it is B. Then it is y coordinate must be minus 4b plus 19. Okay. So now we have two variables. How can I determine the values of this a and b? The only way is if we can form two equations in a and b. If we have two equations and two variables, we can solve this. So how can we get two equations? Number one is, maybe I can use, actually, what is it? X coordinates, Y coordinates. Okay, that's one way. How about using this M? M is the midpoint of BD, right? So that means that the coordinates of M is this. So from here, I can just write here, what is the coordinates of M? That is, what is it? 4, 3. That is 4, 3. This M is the midpoint of AC. At the same time, it's the midpoint of BD. So since the midpoint, X coordinate must be equal to, it should be equal to, here we have, let me just write here, M. What is this? 4, the sum of x coordinates over 2, right? That's equal to a plus b over 2. And how about its y coordinate? The sum of y coordinates over 2. The sum of y coordinates, that is minus 4a minus 4b plus 38 over 2. Right? Is it clear?
Mm-hmm.
Now from here, as you see, we have two equations. That means that these two things are equal. That means that corresponding coordinates must be equal to each other. That means that here, a plus b over 2, let me just write here, a plus b should be equal to, if you just multiply by 2, 4 times 2, that's equal to 8. So a plus b must be equal to 8. And how about the second thing? Here we have minus 4a minus 4b plus 38. Actually, all are divisible by 2. I can simplify by 2. Then here we will have minus 2a minus 2b plus 19 should be equal to, on the right hand side, what we have? 3, right? So that's equal to 3. So that's equal to 3. So now I have two variables, two equations. And more than that, actually, these equations are linear. It's very easy to find this. So here we have a plus b is equal to, oh, I will get the same equation, right? Because if you just take
Yeah.
minus 16 divided by negative 2, a plus b equals 18. Okay, no problem. What shall we do then? I can just use this fact. So now I know that a plus b is equal to 8. I need another equation. I need another information. What can we use here? How about the gradients? Okay, gradient of AB is parallel to the, okay, AB is parallel to DC, all right. If we just say this one. Okay, and I think we will get another equation from there. And since AB is parallel to CD, right? Because opposite side and square, they are parallel. This AB is parallel to CD. And from here, that means that the gradients must be equal. So what is the gradient of AB? So gradient of AB should be equal to gradient of CD. Okay, what is the gradient of AB? Gradient of AB is, this one is, let's say, we know that this one is, B is A or B? B is A. Okay, that is A minus 4A plus 19. So that thing is equal to minus 4A plus 19 minus 2, minus 4A plus 19 minus 2 over A minus 0, which is equal to, how about CD? CD is 8, 4, and here we have B minus 4B plus 19. So that is 4 minus 4B plus 19 minus 4 minus 4B plus 19 minus 4. Okay, and here we have B minus 8, x coordinates, over B minus 8. Let's see what we get here. Here we have minus 4A plus 17 over A is equal to minus 4B plus 15 over B minus 8. Okay. I mean, let's stop here. Okay. And from here, we'll continue. It's already 44. You may be a bit tired. Have some break. Okay. When you come back, we'll continue from here. After 10 minutes, we'll continue. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.